welcome to today's episode of the Kids Book Review. We share books we love with you so that you can love them too. Today we're thinking spring. We have 3 books about bugs and animals. We've got Frog Song by Brenda Guiberson. Forgive me if I say that wrong. We've got What Do You Do with a Tale Like This by Steve Jenkins and Jenkins-Page. And Monarch and Milkweed by Helen Frost and Leonid Gore. So we love all these for different reasons. Let's talk about the Monarch and the Milkweed. We start with the milkweed plant as it grows in the spring and the butterflies arrive. It's really very fun to learn about both the plant and the butterfly at the same time. The illustrations are beautifully done, nice and detailed, so your kids can really get involved in the life cycle. And I find that in some books that are nonfiction, my kids lose interest partway through, and especially my younger. But this one, they really stayed with the story and they really enjoyed it and wanted to read it more than once. So it was a success. That's a win for me in my book if my kids actually stick with a nonfiction book all the way to the end. It reads like a story, like the drama is developing and the butterflies bursting forth, and you get to see it so beautifully rendered. So they really understand what it looks like through the whole life cycle back to the migration of the butterflies. And that's another unusual thing about monarchs that's really fun. So I highly recommend this one. It takes you through the whole life cycle of both the milkweed and the monarch. Then Frog Song. My kids love this one because of how unusual all the things are in here. There's so many weird frogs that lay eggs in weird ways. From the frog that has eggs hatch out of its skin, or another one that carries them around behind it, and another one that lives with a spider. So they just are fascinated by how weird these animals are, and frogs are weird. There's so many different strange things to see, and what's fun about this is it's just it doesn't read as a story through the whole thing, but each page you're making noises like the frog, which is really engaging. It's fascinating for them and they want to read it over and over. And we missed a page where babies hop out of their mouths. I want to see that one again. So it's great when you can get kids involved in learning about real things, nonfiction, that actually pulls them in and keeps them in the story. So Frog Song is a fun one to do, especially as with your preschoolers that are just sponges and just want to soak up everything about the world. So What Do You Do with a Tale Like This is a fun approach because it's a bit of a guessing game throughout the book. You get to see a whole bunch of different noses and then guess what the animals are. And some of them they can guess pretty easily. Others they're going to be completely confused by and won't know until the reveal. So we get to do noses, eyes, tails, all the different weird things they can do. So if you're a mole, you can use your nose to find your way underground. And now we know what that funny looking nose is. What do you do with ears like this? Especially when you can't even see the ear. The ear's a leg? What are we talking about here? And then we learn that, you know, if you're a cricket, you hear with ears that are on your knees. They really get engaged by trying to figure out what it is. And then as you've read the book multiple times, they'll be able to spot it and yell it out before you do the reveal. And they feel really smart and they get really involved. At the end of the book, there's more details about each animal, but I find that they have just the right amount of information per page on what you do with a tail like this. If you're a skunk, you lift your tail to warn that a stinky spray is on the way. And so like that's just a tidbit that you're reading about that animal, and you can read more about the animal in the back if you want to, but that keeps you moving through the book so the kids don't lose interest, and they're learning all the senses as well, because you go through the eyes and ears. Highly recommend these. It's great to get kids reading nonfiction, especially as you move into a new season. You can capitalize on the change in the weather to enjoy some new learning. If you have a wonderful book about spring and that's nonfiction about insects or animals, I would love to hear about it. Please comment below. We love to read more books and we always are eager to soak up new information. So share what you're reading with us. Like this video so I can keep making more, and subscribe for more updates on other books that we review. And I hope to see you again soon at the Kids Book Review.
We share books we love with you so that you can love them too. yellow.